Hello, everyone. We all know we're in the middle of a global pandemic right now. But what we may not realize is that the masks we use to keep ourselves and our loved ones safe are not that effective. They don't block a lot of the microbes that they could, and they also build up a ton of bacteria that ends up in your nose and your lungs. That's why at normalbrands.com, we treat each mask with a special solution that is harmless to humans and deadly to bacteria. Plus, they're great at keeping out most microbes, pollen, dust, as well as pollution. Perfect for all year use. So please, stop by Normal Brands today to keep yourself, your family, and other loved ones safe. Peace, thanks, be well.
Game Kings, the definition of game, documentary, coming soon. Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So, in this video, I want to talk about how confident women are harder to manipulate. Okay, confident women are harder to manipulate. So the more confident a chick is, the harder it is, going to be to manipulate and play games with her. Right? Now, again, I've said this before. Most women, I would even, dare to say all women, right? Of course there's exceptions, but whatever, right? Have some sort of insecurities about something, right? Now, there's a difference between having an insecurity about something and just being generally insecure. So a woman may have, let's say an insecurity about her breasts not being big enough or some shit. But then you have a woman who is just generally insecure, like she has super low self-esteem, just when it comes to everything. You understand? Just most things, she just has that vibe where her energy is just on some, like, she just doesn't love herself. You understand? She is just extremely insecure. She just has that type of energy, right? Now, a chick who's confident doesn't necessarily mean she doesn't have an insecurity about something, but she's generally not the super, extreme insecure type. So you could have that woman who may have an insecurity about, let's say, her breast being too small. She can still be generally a confident chick, right? And so what happens is that when guys are out here trying to get women, a lot of guys who try to manipulate and play games are guys who aren't confident themselves, which is why they have to try to manipulate and play games, right? And so what happens is that you can attract women being manipulative and playing games, right? You can have sex and all that other stuff, but what's going to happen is that you're going to be attracting those women who are generally insecure, because the women who are more confident aren't really going to adhere to the BS, right? So a woman who's more confident is the type of woman who usually had some sort of strong male influence in her life, right? Could have been her dad, it could have been an uncle, could have been a brother. It could have also been, a boyfriend or a guy she was in some sort of relationship, romantic type of relationship with, who sort of instilled some sort of game in her, right? And so what happens is that when she's out here interacting with men, right, she can sense and she can tell when a guy is being manipulative, when a guy is, trying to play games, because she's been put on to game. You understand? So it's not to say that she's always 100% accurate as far as what's going on, but because she's confident, what happens is that she doesn't put up with a lot of nonsense. So let's say, for example, because I've heard guys say, goofy shit like, oh, I'm a talk to a girl and I'm gonna just set a date and just flake on her, and and then so I can get her more interested, or some nonsense like that, right? Now, what happens is that if you set a date with a chick and you flake on her, right, and then you wait like a week or so and then you try to holler back at her or whatever. If that chick is a confident chick, she's probably not going to want to fuck with you. You understand what I'm saying? She's not going to return, that text. She's just going to keep it moving. Why? Because she sees the bullshit, but also she has other guys who's trying to holler at her. And some of those dudes are guys who aren't really playing those games. So if she's like, well, look, I got this guy over here who set a date and I went on the date and I had a good time and he hit me up and he wants to see me again next week. And then this other guy who flaked on me a week ago is now hitting me back and wants to make something happen. She's like, I'm gonna just go with the dude who was, who showed up the last time. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the thing, is that dudes don't get this, is that you might meet a chick that you're feeling and you're going to end up not getting with her because you might think, well, let me play games and manipulate her to get her to chase me or get her to want me. And you realize it backfires and you're like, what the fuck? And what happened was you was dealing with a chick who was more confident. You understand? And see, what happens is chicks who usually are the more confident chicks, they're the more cooperative women. You understand what I'm saying? They're the more easygoing women. Those are usually the less drama type of individuals. You understand? Because the fact of the manipulation or the playing of the games, right? That within itself brings that energy that creates the drama and the bullshit. And that's the type of shit that they want to avoid. You see what I'm saying? They don't want to have to deal with that nonsense. See, what happens is this. You will more likely be able to play games and manipulate a confident woman if you've been with her for a while and you've gotten her to invest to the point where she's emotionally attached to you. But usually what will happen is, in order to get her to invest and get emotionally attached to you, if she's that confident woman, you'd have to keep it real in the first place. So you can't, it's almost like impossible to get that confident woman to invest if you're playing games and manipulating from the jump, because she's not even going to get it to that point where you get her to invest emotionally. Right? But see, if you're the type of guy who kept it real in the first place and you wasn't on that bullshit, you're most likely going to be the guy who's not going to play games later on anyway to try to do that type of goofy shit. Right? But see, you have a lot of guys who try to learn game who have trouble with women, and they think that, the playing games and the manipulation is going to, work in their favor long term, or be the it's like the holy grail, because what happens is a lot of these guys are actually, what you would consider nice guys, guys who ain't got no game, guys who's on some lame shit. So they're like, they're the nice guys who've been they've been getting taken advantage of by chicks who realize that these dudes ain't have no game. So now when they hear, act like you don't like the girl, don't validate her, fucking lie to her, do all this other goofy shit, right? It sounds good, because what happens is that you can do that to certain women who have some insecurities, and you can get some traction with those girls. But what happens is that because they are so insecure, and because they're not sure of themselves, because they don't love themselves, and because they indulge in that sort of energy, what happens is that while you're interacting with them, right, you might get some, short-lived successes here and there. But what happens is that it ends up being a bunch of bullshit. You end up getting into a lot of drama, and the shit fizzles out, and then you got to start all over again to find some new insecure chick to manipulate. See, the thing is, the confident woman, or the woman who's, more confident than the average chick, she is way more easier to get with if you, as the man, are coming at her on some real shit. But see, it starts with you. You got to be coming at her on some real shit. Right? Because if you're coming at her on some real authentic shit, then you're going to attract those women. Because those women are attracted to that real shit. See, a lot of times the insecure woman isn't even attracted to the real shit because she feels that she's not worthy of dealing with a man who's on some real shit. So that's why a lot of times when you may have a guy who's on point, a guy who's, who's really making shit happen out here, and he's going to have trouble with some women because some women ain't at that point to where they are at the level to deal with that type of guy. So they will gravitate to the guys who play games and manipulate because that's their where they're at. You understand? It's that like attracts like type of thing. See, the manipulative men are going to attract the women who are insecure and who like to get manipulated. The confident men are going to attract the confident chicks. And this is why it's hard to manipulate the confident women. Because y'all are on two different fucking frequencies. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I talk to a lot of women and they, they tell me about their situations and they show me their fucking inboxes and, their Instagram DMs. They show me their Tinder and Bumble profiles and all this other shit. And I see the dudes who try to manipulate, and they'll be talking to a chick who's just a little bit too confident, and the shit never fucking works. It's laughable. Because this is where you have a dude that'll try to play games. He'll be texting a girl, hitting her up, doing all this shit, and then once she realizes he's playing games, she either doesn't respond to him or she lets him know, hey, listen, I just don't think we're compatible. I don't think we're a match. And then that same guy, he's trying to double down on the shit. He's just going in more. He's like texting her more, doing all this other extra shit, trying to get back at her. But she's not having it because she's not the type of chick that falls for the nonsense. See, the problem with a lot of guys is, a lot of guys out there think women are stupid. You understand? They think that, all women are dumb and they're going to respond and react to fuckery. Now, are there women who respond to fuckery? Of course. And those are usually the women who are insecure, the women who are trying to fill a void, the women who have mental issues, the women who run back and chase dudes who are abusive. You understand what I'm saying? Those are the chicks who manipulation and playing games usually work on. And don't get it twisted. You might be thinking, well, I know this girl who's a lawyer and who, one of my friends was like playing these games and she's like, sweating them. Yeah, because she's still insecure. Just because she's a lawyer, that don't mean she ain't insecure. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all be thinking just because a chick got a certain job or a certain position that alleviates her from being insecure and being on that bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? And gravitating to that nonsense. Right? See, you got to understand that these women out here, if they are on the more confident side, all that manipulative, playing games, type of bullshit, it's not going to help you out. It's not going to help you out if you're dealing with a chick who's on some confident shit. So if you were the type of guy who was playing games and who was doing a bunch of weird ass shit to try to get a girl and the shit didn't work out in your favor, you are most likely dealing with a chick who was a little bit more confident. You understand what I'm saying? You were dealing with a chick who was just on a different frequency than you. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all don't match up. Y'all not compatible. You feel what I'm saying? So, you can play games and manipulate and you can still get women, but understand there's a certain type of woman you're going to get doing that shit. Now, before you go, click the link below and go to badboymembership.com. Now, badboymembership.com is a place where you go to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Listen, I know you're tired of being rejected. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of being afraid to approach women. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of not getting the women that you want. Go to badboymembership.com. Listen, I know you're tired of being alone on a Friday night. Go to badboymembership.com. Now picture this. You'll go from not getting what you want when it comes to you dealing with women to actually getting what you want, to being the guy women want to be with, women want to date, women want to have sex with. All you need to do is go to badboymembership.com, follow the steps, learn the game, implement the game, and then you will get the woman you want. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com today. Click the link below.